So the other day I got in my car and I noticed that there was some water on the passenger seat and there was also some water on the passenger floor mat. And so I started looking around. I was wondering where the water was coming from. And then I looked up and I saw that there was water coming out from around the sunroof. It was just dripping out of the ceiling. And so I put two together and figured that the sunroof was leaking given that it was raining overnight. Since I was out of town, I didn't really have access to any tools. I just had to get something from the store real quick. So I'll walk through the procedure that I did that ended up fixing the problem. So for this, you're only going to need two things. You're going to need a extension cord. It needs to be 2 strands and about 6 feet long at least. You're also going to want to get like some sort of squeezy bottle, something that you can put soap and water in and squeeze upside down to get water places. It's not 100% required, but you might as well put your car as low as it goes. And follow that up with opening up the sunroof and then opening it up all the way. Now open the door from the side you're going to work on and climb up onto the roof. Put your feet on the door sill. You can see my feet here. And then look inside. And at each corner, at the front right and front left corner, there should be a drain. And so what happens is the water comes in and falls off of the sunroof and then drains into this reservoir here. Typically the water will flow around this way, but if something's wrong and there's a clog, it'll start overflowing and flow into the passenger compartment. And you can see that here with the headliner. And so the water typically will flow down to the right, and then there's a opening here, and the water typically drains into this opening, and then that opening leads to a tube that actually runs down your A-pillar and drains under the hood, basically where the hood vents are. And so what happens is you might get some pollen or some whatever tree gunk, and it'll clog this little tube, and once this tube gets clogged, none of the water can drain out. The water will back up and then clog everything up. So what we want to do is we want to put a wire down here and clean out this hose. This is a different view of how the water drains. It starts up here. There's a rubber hose that goes all the way down the A-pillar, and then it connects right here. And so if you take off your hood vent, you can actually see the drain hole right here. So go ahead and take your wire. Take a knife or scissors would probably be better, and just cut one of the heads off. There you go. And then you'll have 2 wires right here. Separate those 2 wires out so that the diameter is just 3 or 4 millimeters. You just want one of these wires. You don't want both of them. And they're the right rigidity to go down the tube without doubling back on itself. So get yourself like a 6-foot piece of the wire, and then go back up top and just put the wire down the hole, really. Once it goes in, you might hit some resistance. That's okay. Just do a little bit of pushing and you'll get past whatever the occlusion is. Remember that the hose actually runs all the way down the A-pillar into the hood, so you have to put a little bit of wire in there. But once you get it all the way down, just pull it out. And then grab your bottle of soapy water and give it a test. Put some water in the reservoir and see if it drains. If it doesn't, you can just try the process again. Using this method, I fixed my sunroof from leaking while I was away. I think it ended up costing me about $5 or $6. I got all the pieces from Harbor Freight Tools. The little bottle was like $2 and the wire was like $3 or $4. I can't even remember. But give it a shot. I think typically for Range Rover Sports, if you have a leaky sunroof, this is a extremely common cause, and so you might as well give it a shot before taking it to the dealer. You never know what they might recommend, when all along it could have just been something as easy as cleaning out the little tube. And that's it for this video. If you have any questions, just feel free to leave a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks.